So tonight, just after 10 o'clock, deputies were doing a car stop in front of the Boulevard Burger here in Castro Valley. During this car stop, a second deputy came to cover the original deputy during the car stop. During this car stop, somebody approached the deputies and informed them that the Boulevard Burger was being robbed. At that time, they were almost literally right in front of the business. The deputies went inside and went to the back of the business where a robbery in progress was taking place. The suspect was masked, he had gloves on, and he was armed with a .357 revolver. The suspect went to fire at the responding deputies that were inside of Boulevard Burger, and at that time, one of the victim employees tried to grab his arm of the robber. A shot was fired, and deputies returned fire, hitting the suspect and killing the suspect. No other people were shot or injured during the confrontation. The employee that grabbed the suspect's arm was taken to Eden Hospital as a precaution. It does appear that he may have had powder burn to his arm or hand, and of course it was has some ear damage because it was very noisy with all those shots being fired inside of the building. And that's basically what happened.
So the only person physically shot was the suspect who was dead?
Correct.
And how many? There was only one suspect, correct?
Right. But it appears now that he was acted alone. He came into the Boulevard Burger. He was wearing gloves. He was wearing a mask. And this was a robbery in progress that only by happenstance the deputies did a car stop right in front of the business and were alerted to the robbery during that car stop.
How many employees were inside? Oh, how many people were inside the restaurant at the time?
The restaurant was closed, so this was a situation where this is robberies occurring after the restaurant has closed for business. The amount of employees in there, I don't know.
Any idea? So did they break in? Like broke the glass front door?
Yeah, I don't know if they were if he was let in or if he was just the last customer in for the night, kind of a deal. I don't know.
Have you any ID on the suspect?
No, in fact, he was pronounced dead here at the scene. He still has his mask on and his gloves on, so we don't know who he is.
You told me a female worker from the restaurant was outside and led the officers in through the side door. Does that sound right to you?
Well, again, we were notified. The deputies on the car stop were notified. Whether it was an employee or just somebody that was nearby, that certainly will be looked into. But yes, they were able to gain access to the building, and the robbery was in progress as they entered. And at the time, when they confronted the suspect, he went to fire at the deputies, fired around, and then was hit by the deputies' return fire and killed.
When the workers put out his arm, was he trying to? What was he trying to do?
We believe that he was trying to stop the robber from shooting at our deputy. That's what we believe.
Kind of a hero, huh?
Very much a hero.
I was going to say he wasn't trying to stop him from shooting him.
Right. It sounds like he took a very heroic action. I don't believe Boulevard Burger's been the victim of any crime, but we have had some robberies in Castro Valley that potentially could be done by this very same person.
Are you able to say how many rounds he was able to fire at the deputy before the deputy fired back?
Until we examine the gun and find out how many rounds have been expended. We won't know that.
Did both deputies fire?
No, only one deputy fired, I believe.
What leads you to believe that this suspect may be connected to the other robberies? Is there something?
Just by description, type of weapon, kind of deal. So again, that's not confirmed. It's just certainly a potential. Anytime you get somebody that's doing robberies, and you get a robbery that's done in a very similar manner, closing, that kind of thing.
Tied to the guy that was out, or whoever you stopped outside?
No, it's completely and totally unrelated, the car stop, to the crime. The only thing that made it related is it put our deputies right there at the time that the crime was occurring.
Let me make sure. So there was one deputy that was doing a car stop.
Right.
Then another deputy
comes to cover him.
And then they both went into the
They both go inside because they're both informed that, hey, this place is being robbed right now. So that's when they took action.
This happened shortly after 10?
Shortly after 10. And kind of as a little bit of an aside, the people that are on the car stop, they never left. So,
I wondered about that.
yeah, I knew somebody was going to ask me that, but the people in the original car stop did not leave. In fact, we're getting statements from them, so they're being very cooperative.